This video is brought to you by Arma, who provides top quality supplements to athletes of all kinds. Riders like Nick Way, Chad Reed, Jeremy McGrath use them for pre, during, and post-activity applications. Be sure to head to armasport.com and use the code RACERX. That's R-A-C-E-R-X, no spaces, for 20% off your first order. Hey everybody, I'm Kris Keefer. What is going on? In the background right there, that's Glen Helen Raceway, and we are at the 2021 GasGas MC 250 introduction. Nice red machine, not your normal KTM and Husqvarna, same type of bike, little bit different. If you guys watched the 450 video, there's a lot of proprietary things to GasGas, and we'll start going over a few of those right now. So, right away, if you guys are looking to get the quality parts like you want on a KTM and Husqvarna, GasGas still has that. The things that are not here, they have the map switch on for us today, but that does not come with the bike at the dealership. There is no handlebar mounted map switch. Comes with one map, and that map is map 1 if you're a KTM or Husqvarna owner. That's how that map feels here on this bike. Broad, long, linear, easy to ride, but you can purchase the map at a KTM, Husqvarna, GasGas dealership for 170 bucks. So if you guys are looking to do a little map switching at the track, you can have the option to get that. Another thing that I feel like should be noted, it does have a different head pipe. That comes into play later on. We'll talk about the engine delivery, just like the 450, but it doesn't have the resonance chamber like the Husqvarna or the KTM does. Silver rims, obviously, you guys can see that. And for me, one of the huge things for the chassis that I really think it's beneficial on the track, cast clamps. Different clamps than your Husqvarna and KTM clamp, little bit less rigidity out on the track, and when you have an air fork, you have a tendency to feel some rigidity. Well, now with these cast clamps, a little bit more dampening feeling. You have a solid mount to the cast clamp, so you guys might be thinking, oh no, a solid bar mount, but it doesn't really relate onto the track. Less vibration. Still has the neck and bar like the KTM, same bend. Still has the ODI lock-on grips. And we went over a little bit on the 450, the proprietary suspension settings that GasGas has. So a little bit different valving and of course settings on the fork and the shock to this GasGas. So there are some differences right here, right when you can see them. And for me, there's a little bit of blend of the KTM and Husqvarna as well. It has a KTM subframe and a Husqvarna swing arm. And of course, Maxxis MX ST tires, a little bit different than of course the Dunlops that come on the KTM and Husqvarnas. So out on the track, I can tell you right now, I'm not a 250 guy. We talk about this a lot in these videos, but I had a lot of fun today. The track was really good. I opened up the morning on the MC 250. I ended up riding a KTM and Husqvarna this week just so I could really feel what this thing is all about once I hopped on here today, and it's Friday. So I wanted to ride all 3 of these bikes in the same week. I went out and rode this thing, and right away I can tell the engine is stronger than the KTM and Husqvarna. Now, I can't really pinpoint why, but one idea that I have is this head pipe. It's different than the KTM and Husqvarna. There is no resonance chamber on there, and for me, what I would like to do is put this head pipe on one of the KTM and Husqvarnas and do it back to back and see what it does. But what I feel on the track is better pulling power out of exit of the corner. So when I'm going up these hills, driving out of these corners, it has a longer pulling power in second and third gear. So it just pulls a little bit harder and longer than the Husqvarna and KTM. Another thing I do really enjoy is the harmonics or lack of vibration from this machine. With the KTM and Husqvarna, I get vibration. As the RPMs start to rise, giving it revs going up these hills, the bike has a vibration from the pegs and the handlebars that I don't really enjoy. The Husqvarna is a little bit less, but this GasGas right here has hardly no vibration, very similar to a Japanese model machine. So I think that is really good. If I was gonna pinpoint and say, hey guys, what engine do I like the most on the 250 class? I like this long linear pull that this GasGas has. It doesn't have the excitement like a Yamaha, but man, once you get out of the corner, hang on because it's starting to pull very, very hard. Second to third gear transition doesn't fall off, and if it does, a little fan of the Brembo clutch. It gets you right back into the meat of the power. Easy, a lot of recovery, easy to ride. And now with less vibration, a little bit more comfort in that clamp area, it's a joy for me to ride. I had a lot of fun today. I had a guy with me today, and he watches me ride a lot, and he even noticed that, hey, you're a little bit looser, you look a little bit better on this 250. Yeah, it's because having fun. Easy to ride motor, fun to ride, high revving, exciting. Chassis, lightweight feel. Now, that kind of complements the engine because now I have a little bit more RPM response, low end feel, a little bit more excitement, makes the chassis and the bike feel lighter. Coming into mid-corner, area 2 of the corner, I can just pop that throttle a little bit, pop the clutch, and man, it gets in and out of the ruts very easy, much easier to me than a Husqvarna. Husqvarna feels lazy mid-corner, feels heavy. Not this GasGas. Very good RPM response, low to mid, and it just makes this bike feel light. I do wish it had better tires on it. The Maxxis MX ST tires aren't as bad on the 250 as they are on the 450. With the Maxxis tires on the 450, it has a lot of load, a little bit heavier, and I put more force on the tires. And I noticed that it washes away, feels vague. On this 250, I don't have that feeling like I do on the 450. It has a little bit more lean angle grip. So for me, I enjoyed the Maxxis on the 250 more than the 450. But once again, chassis easy to get in the corner. It lays over nice. Probably the best cornering 250 that I've felt so far this year. I haven't done a shootout, but nonetheless, this bike corners really easy. If you guys are having problems with your corners and you guys want a bike that corners, has some stability, this GasGas has a blend of both. Now, to the suspension. This is just the first impression, guys, so don't get caught up in these settings, but I did go from 10.4 to 10.6 bar just for more holdup. I'm 170 pounds, coming down these hills. I need more holdup to get in the corner so it's not so front end low, butt in high, right? So 10.6, slowed the rebound down 3 clicks and then went in 4. So quite a bit for me. Ran 104 millimeters of sag, cranked in the high speed a half a turn, went on the low speed 2 on the shock, and then slowed that rebound down 1, and that balanced that bike out here coming down in the corners. And overall, not too rough today, had some chugs, but a pleasant surprise for me that I don't have that rigidity, that harshness in the fork like I do with the KTM at times. So overall ride attitude of machine is nice coming around the track. And again, it's confidence inspiring. So if you're 180, 190 pounds, you might want to think about doing a little revalve, spring up in the shock, and get a little bit better balance on the bike at Glen Helen here. A little bit, for me, I complain about seats. The seat is a little bit slick. Moving my rear end around on the seat proves to be a little bit slick at times. I would like a little bit more grip, but overall cockpit, rider triangle feel, man, it's a pleasure to get on this machine. On Yamahas, I have a tendency to try to really find the balls of my feet. With a GasGas, this bike right now, the rider triangle fits my 5'11", 6-foot frame nice. When I put my foot back on the foot peg, I find the balls of my feet really easy. I'm in a nice position around the track. So hopefully in this video, that'll kind of show that. But overall, man, this bike is fun to ride. It still has all the nice parts that a KTM and a Husqvarna do have. Brembo brakes, clutch, still has excellent, bolts. The hardware in this thing is very good. I've kept these things almost 100 hours before and had 0 problems. So nice hardware, overall quality is still good, and you're spending $800 less. So to me, that's a win-win. We'll dive into this thing more later on in the months to come. We'll get you some baseline settings, maybe some top 5 mods, but you can always check back to racerxonline.com for more info. And of course, if you still like print, RacerX publication is alive and well. 12 issues, $30. Get a free calendar, hang it up in your garage. It's cool. And we'll see you on the next first test, first impression. See you guys later.